Hi, I'm so glad you've decided to join us today. This channel is all about the journey, where life is taking us, and the things that we do to get there. I want you to come with me and experience all these things together. Okay, so this is part 2 of my 30-day reevaluation for homeschooling. This here, what you're seeing, is my Excel sheet that I have made up to keep track of my kids' hours. And we're running this HDMI up to the TV, and I'm actually able to do this while the kids are watching their art video, which is Maddie and Dada, which I will put that into the description. That's a YouTube channel that we watch for art. Okay, so this here, let me see if I can get it closer. This is kind of how I do our hours. I'm sorry, it's kind of out of balance, guys. So what I've done is I have just made an Excel worksheet, and at the top it has, Bible, history, science, language arts, math, all the different subjects. Then it totals all the time. So as I plug it in, it totals it, and it will add it right here, how many overall hours they got. So you can see we went crazy that first day. And then it, down here, as we go down, it adds them up along the edge there too. So all the yellow, so as we've completed a day, so today's day 30, I haven't got on here yet. Today's day 30, I will color day 30 and the date that it is today, because that's what day we're on, because sometimes they won't complete a work for day 30 off of, this is the day 30, 1 through 30 is just so I know how many days we've been doing it. But I want to make sure that they get time for every day. And it also helps me with easy peasy, it's by days. So if they don't complete that assignment for that day on that, I know, and we can make sure we get that done. But so the date is the most important thing right over here. I had, at the beginning of the year, preset different amounts of time I thought it would take for each thing. And I had those in as we were going. These will be 0 this next 30 days, but I had them preset. So today, so far, this is, I have one for Elizabeth, and I have one for Curtis. So this is Curtis's. So far today, Curtis has done 50 minutes of writing. So I'm going to go up here and find writing, and I'll just go down to today's, and I will put 50 minutes in, and then to know that that is actually today's and he has completed today's writing, Curtis, to know he's completed today's writing, we will just highlight that. He has also completed his language arts for today, so we will take it down on language arts, and he has done 120 minutes of language arts today. So we will put 120, and then we will change the color to yellow. So, and then I would do the same thing. I would just go to Elizabeth's little sheet here, and I would do the same thing. She has already done 25 minutes of writing, 25 minutes of language arts, 55 minutes of math, and 50 minutes of reading. And they are now getting their art in. But I'm not going to finish filling this out. I'll just save that. I want to show you down here at the bottom. These are their totals for each subject. These are their core subjects here, and then the total core subjects, because our state requires that they get so many of their core, 600 hours of core subjects in per year, 1,000 total. So, and then I have the total hours here, what they've gotten in a month, which I think this next 30 days we'll have a lot more time in. I was following the easy peasy, and we just were not getting time like we should have been getting, and so I've upped how much time that they're doing and what they're doing. And they also started music lessons about halfway through that amount of time, so they're getting a lot more. So I wanted to show you kind of our setup. So we have completely rearranged the living room. This is how we do a lot of our daily, or our, not daily. This is how we do a lot of our group work. Curtis, please go sit down. Watch your video, please. Thank you. So right now they're watching a video, another art video. And then I have my little workstation I can do here. And then I wanted to show you over here. This is our setup for our workspace. I have 3 milk crates I've just zip tied together. The top one's Elizabeth's, the middle is mine, and the bottom one is Curtis's. In there we have our binders, our books, our notebooks. Yes, Curtis, please go watch your video. Thank you. Yeah, go. You will do it in a minute. Curtis has his workbooks. All of his workbooks isn't in there right now because they're, I think, still outside from them playing outside. Elizabeth uses the desk more than anyone. She sits there and does her computer work. Nope, go. She does her computer work, and she has her earphones and all that. This is our board, and we use this. Let's try to back up a little bit. We use this whenever we need help. If I'm helping Elizabeth learn a math problem, how to, kind of figure things out. Also, you can see I have my day 30 up there. And then we have E for Elizabeth, C for Curtis. We have math, writing, language arts, science, history, and reading. And just as they get their time, I write it down, so I'm not having to pop onto the computer all day long. I can just kind of get it in one fell swoop. So that's kind of that. And then over here, we have the drum set up, and the piano is set up for music. And then right here beside the drum set is our library book bin, and it also has Curtis's headphones on there for his monotone, for his beats, so that he can hear his beats and how he's supposed to keep in beat with that. So that's kind of our homeschooling space now. It's taken over the whole living room. We've got the couch there. Hi, say hi to Elizabeth. Hi. She's eating a snack. They ate lunch and immediately wanted a snack. So that's our homeschool space. Okay, I just quickly wanted to show you my binder that I have. So it's pretty much set up the same, but now we have field trip forms. So we went on our camping field trip, and so the kids put a picture of us camping and that kind of thing. I'll show you a couple of theirs that we have in their portfolio binders that we have started, and I'll show you those here in a minute. But this is mine. So we've got that, and then of course that's just a kind of an overview of their lesson plan. Okay, this is the Magic School Bus episodes list that's on Netflix, and you can see here that we have already watched some because we have been talking about digestion, so we watched that one. We talked about muscles, so we watched that. They watched Going Batty just because they felt like watching it. They did the archaeology one because we talked about archaeology, and then they did Works Out. It was about the circulatory system, which we was learning about at the time. So that is kind of something we have implemented, watching like videos and that kind of thing. And I'll also show you the video list that I have begun. Okay, so I also wanted to show you really quick how I'm keeping track of other like extra things we're doing. So here is our homeschooling videos and movies we've watched. Not all of them are listed here, but a large percentage of them I tried to write down. So if it has a B beside it here, that means both kids watched it. It has an E, it was just Elizabeth. And if it's a C, it was just Curtis who watched the video. So I just have a list of videos we've watched, and then where they were found and the amount of time right here that it took to watch them. So that's kind of our movie list. We also have, I forgot to tell you guys, we're going to be starting something I like to call special studies. which I will make a separate video for our special studies, but this is kind of what I'm thinking so far for special studies. It's still a work in progress, but it's something we're going to be talking about in the next couple weeks. Hopefully, actually, this week I would like to do our first special studies, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we have started our portfolio binders, and as of right now, I'm just putting like anything that they do that I think is important in it. We can, narrow that down later. So we talked about field trip form. So here's Curtis's field trip form that he filled out after we went camping. It says Curtis at the top. When we went, and he says, we went to the beach. We played in the sand. My favorite part was when we went to the beach. My least favorite part was when we went home. What he learned. He said he learned about catfish holes and about roots and how the sand is made. And Elizabeth, in her portfolio binder, has the same form that she filled out. And she says, when we went, she said, description, we made friends at the beach. We cooked on the fire, and we dug and explored. My favorite part was going to the beach, eating s'mores and sleeping. My least favorite part was when we went home. And while we were there, we learned about wild carrots, about cooking over the fire, and how sand is made. So, and they both got to print out whatever picture they wanted that reminded them of that. So, in Curtis's thing, he's got, let's see what grade he got on this one. He got a 90% on this one. He remembers things very well. He does very well on his tests, usually. And then I think this one was 90%. So, anytime they finish a quiz, especially anything that's like a showing progress, I try to put those in their portfolio binders. So Elizabeth, she also takes the quizzes like Bubby, and she got 100%. And let's see what she got on this one. She got a 90% on that one, and she got a 90% on that one there. Okay, so the reason why we keep portfolios and the reason why we are keeping track of all the videos that our kids are watching is because that is so important. If someone were to try to attest what we are learning, that we are actually teaching our children, then we have proof, standing proof that we are actually teaching our children and they are actually seeing growth. So it's just kind of a thing where we can cover ourselves. Our state actually requires that we keep, a portfolio of their work. Not that we'll ever have to use it, but it is something that we will keep track of all year, and then at the end of the year we'll tote it away into a little storage thing to where it's there if we ever need proof that we are actually teaching our children. So it's very important to make sure that you have a portfolio. I don't know what your state requirements are. Make sure that you check on the web and look for your state's requirements wherever you are, because knowing what the requirements are for every state is very important. It could, be a significant thing if someone wanted to try to attest what you were doing with your homeschool. So I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe because we're going to have future videos coming your way.